Hi guys, hope you're all doing well, and thank you very much for watching my video for my latest Sideshow piece. This is my 10th piece now in my Sideshow collection, and this is the Dark Rider of Mordor. That's right, I've fell in love with this piece ever since I saw the video on the San Diego Comic Con last August, and obviously I put my pre-order in way back last September. And finally, you know, well, almost a year later, it's finally arrived at the end of April, and it's only been put back 1 month since then. It was meant to be out in March, and I'm really pleased with this premium format. It stands a beautiful 31 inches tall, and it's beautiful. It's really nice. It wasn't the cheapest item, but then again, I have spent more, and this one works out around about $800, which is around about £520. Then you got the postage, and obviously you've got the import tax if you're not living in the US, which is a real pain, I have to admit. But I'm really pleased with this. You know, I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings. I absolutely adore Lord of the Rings movies. They're probably my all-time favourite films. And this is the Dark Rider. There we go. There he is. And as you recall, he was in all 3 of the Lord of the Rings movies, but you'll recall him mostly from the Fellowship of the Ring. That's right, the out hunting Frodo who holds the ring and the summoned. And before they find the Fell Beast, which you see in the second one, they use black dead steeds, and that's what this one's sitting on. Now there's so much detail on this item, I've got to go through it all. It's absolutely beautiful, and as always I try and start from the bottom, which is the base. Now my last Sideshow piece was my Avatar Legendary figure, and I had a little bit of a gripe. I found the base really dull around this area. It was just blank, and it was just black, and there was nothing to it. It's really disappointing. Well, this time thankfully they've done something about it. It's got this beautiful bronze paintwork. It looks really nice, and then you've got the little plaque at the very front done with really effective writing and Lord of the Rings writing below it. Now this is piece 135 of 500, so it is limited. So that's always a good sign, and that's underneath, and it's on the box too. Above it you've got this really nice effect, because obviously in the film he's out in the parks and the woods, and it's dirty and it's muddy, and they've really resembled that well, because they've used paintwork that looks wet. So it actually looks slimy, wet and grim and grubby, and that's exactly what the horse is standing on here. It's really nicely done to use that sort of wet. It just looks like someone's already chucked water over the top of it. It looks really nice, and it's a sort of a one-tone effect with a lot of detail. Now above it obviously you've got the steed itself, which we'll go to first. That is held on by 2 pins, obviously on both hooves, and the tail, which is sitting on a magnet to sort of maintain the tilt so it doesn't tilt over. Really nice. Again, wet, dirty and muddy around his feet, and then we move up, and there's so much detail. I don't know unfortunately if the light's going to actually show it, but there are all these veins underneath the actual legs itself. And then as we move up you can see all the damage that the horse has got. He's got these open sore wounds, you can see veins in the stomach there. So it is a grimy, dirty old horse, I have to say. Damage all over him, going all the way to the top. There's so much detail on this horse though. If we can zoom into the head, you can see all the little straps that are around him. There we go. He did have red eyes in the actual movie as well, and some of these are really nice. They are loose. These little chains here, and you've got these little leather straps going around on either side as well. The mouthpiece is really nicely done as well. You got see his teeth and his tongue, and then right above it we've got all the armour, which is sitting on the top, and it's sort of a battered armour in a couple of tones of paint application, which is done really well. Which moves around to his earpiece. Now there's a lot of detail around the head, if you can see quite closely all the strapping that are going around there, and if we zoom all the way around as well to the other side, you can just about make see. Sorry, it's a dark day so the lighting's not the best unfortunately, but it does a fair amount. You can just about make everything out. It's more of the straps, one that has been held by the Dark Rider himself and holding it up, and again there's more of these little chains that you see there as well. So really nice. I love the pose of the horse. That is what really is the most striking bit. It is prancing, and a horse prancing just looks absolutely beautiful. And obviously for us, it increases the height of the actual item. It stands at 31 inches high because of it, from base to the top. And it is a big piece. Here's my steelbook of the Hobbit. So it gives you a rough idea, sort of the height of the item itself. Everyone knows what size of a Blu-ray is, and if you see that and then you go all the way up, you can see that there's a fair amount of size to the item itself. Now the Dark Rider, well, that was an absolute menace. I've never had a sideshow piece where I've had to spend so much time fiddling around with it, and it's not because of the steed itself, which is nice and easy, magnetic slots and pins. The Dark Rider comes in a couple of pieces, but it's all about the actual cloth itself. There is the actual cloak that is around it, which you've got to fiddle around with and put on and decide sort of how you want it, and then you've got another cloth on top, which is the real fiddly one. That is the one that will present the head the way you want it, and how it drapes around and around the arm and everything. And this might not even be perfect. I might have to move around and fiddle around with the actual cloth itself, but it's a really nice cloth. It's done with all these folds in it, as you can see from the back. There's different folds and pinches all to it as well, and there's different fabrics. You've got the darkest cloth on the outside, then you've got these various other different cloths underneath, and then underneath again on the Dark Rider itself, and you've got all this mud and dirt you can see all around the bottom of it, and it's all frayed and torn, which is really good. It really adds to the effect. I mean, if I had a fan going like now, it looked quite nice actually, with the Dark Rider and the cloth sort of moving around on it as well. And the top piece, you always wonder what's underneath the head. Well, there's nothing underneath the head. You can put your hand all the way straight for it to the very end. What you have got is like a little cap on a thin piece of metal, which sits up in the air, and then you pop the actual cloth on top, which has got a wire piece around it, and you've got to wire it around the way that you like it. I've noticed on YouTube videos from San Diego, I've noticed on the website that the head is different. Some have it pointed, some have it slightly rounder, some have it draping across, some down, and so forth. Now obviously there is another sword hidden back there too. That's his main sword from the movie. And obviously you've got beautiful detail on the leg piece as well. The armour, absolutely fantastic, brilliant. And both his feet are in these stirrups there as well, which again are leather pieces which are attached to the horse itself. Now this is an exclusive 500, so it comes with another little item. In the notes at the moment, it's got the pointing finger. Well, that's on a magnet, and you can take that off like so, and you can replace it if you prefer with the pointed sword pointing down. There you go. Now then obviously you're given a dagger scabbard, which is the one that's sort of stabbed Frodo and Weathertop, and that would replace the one that's there. So obviously I preferred the pointy finger myself, so that is the reason why I've kept to the big sword on his belt. And I will always put this one away. One other thing, it looks a bit plastic. It is plastic as well, so it's a bit cheap in terms of the quality of the actual sword itself until it gets to the handle piece, and that don't look too good. It doesn't look. I'm not that impressed with it. It's pretty much a one-tone sort of colour thing. So in actual fact, it actually spoils it. So I much prefer the pointed finger anyway. I just think it's more menacing that the Dark Rider's pointing down and saying, "I'm coming to you," sort of thing. So that was a simple solution that I preferred, and there we go. What else can I say, guys? It's a fantastic piece. It's just come out. As I said, it is limited, so if you are thinking about it, I would strongly recommend it. You won't be disappointed. I know there is a Sauron premium format one coming out, and maybe you're saving up for that one instead, or maybe you're getting both. I will go for the Sauron as my next sideshow piece, which started saving up for now, but this one is absolutely fantastic. I'm really happy with it. It's an absolutely amazing piece, It will go well in my collection. And it's mainly the detail. The horse is absolutely stunning. I absolutely love the detail on the horse. It's all these hair pieces that are going around it, and you've got the buckle around the front. It's just absolutely fantastic. It's a wonderful piece. As I said, I love the fray on the actual cloth work that comes with it as well. And you could say, well, I spend so much money on just a bunch of cloth, but it's not all about that. It's about the figure, the menacing, and the steed that goes with it as well. Brilliant piece. You wouldn't be disappointed. So guys, go out there, pre-order one now. They've now got it in stock by Sideshow, so you don't have to hang around waiting for a long time. It's there and it's ready, and you can buy it right away, and you will not be disappointed. It's an absolutely menacing piece. I mean, look at that, all the hair on the mane on that side with all the chains, absolutely brilliant. The actual armour around the actual Dark Rider itself. We've got all these strands from the tail piece of the horse as well. An absolute great job, absolutely brilliant. And as I said, it's not small, but it can fit quite nicely on a table because it's not the widest piece in the world, but it is a fair size. I mean, that's my hand, just to give you a rough idea of sort of how big it is. So there you go, guys. Thank you very much. I do have 9 other videos with Sideshow pieces. If you want to check them out, I'll leave the links below. Leave your comments, tell me what you think, or if you're deciding on getting one yourself, you want to ask a couple of questions or whatever, feel free to do so. So I'll check you all out soon, and hope to do another video and so forth in the future. Okay then, guys, I'll see you all later. You have a good day now. Cheers.